everybody. What's up? I'm so excited to be doing an Instagram live. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to hop onto the live, and then I can kind of explain what this is and what we're gonna talk about today. It's pretty neat. I'm excited about it. While I'm speaking, feel free to ask questions and I can answer them along the way. And yeah. Whoop, whoop. I'm excited to talk to all of you. I feel like it's been a pretty long time since I've done an Instagram live. So this is great. This is my wee book box. Alrighty, so as some of you know, KPMG and I have teamed up with We to get books in the hands of young people like you through the We Read Together campaign, and it's an amazing campaign. I'm so happy and so proud of it. We do this by sending book boxes to schools who want to take action in literacy, which I think is very important. I grew up with books, and I think it's important to get books into the hands of kids who don't have access to those. So in a few weeks, I'll be heading to a school in California to share a book box with them as well. So shout out to the schools in New York, Illinois, and my home state, New Jersey, who are using their book boxes to help support literacy in their schools and communities. Way to go, you guys. I'm so, so proud of all of you. So, again, like me, KPMG wants to make sure that kids can grow up with books, and we want to make sure that they have access to them, and that's why they started KPMG's Family for Literacy. They've also handed out over 4 million books, which is insane. That's a lot of books, but it's a blessing to be able to do that, and I'm so happy that I get to be a part of that as well. And also, you guys, KPMG's Family for Literacy has an Instagram account. It's Kiffles. Go follow it. It's literally at KPMG's Family for Literacy. So make sure to go check that out. Follow them so that way you can stay up to date, so that way you can see what we're going to do next and see what happens with our book boxes. So now for the fun part. I am doing a little unboxing, which is going to be really neat. And KPMG has sent me a book box. We're going to go ahead and open it and see what's in here. I'm going to pull it down because I'm kind of tiny and this chair is taller than I am. Alrighty, so let's put this over here. So now, our first book. Actually, I'm gonna do a question in between each book. I'm gonna pull out 5 books and talk about them a little bit, but let's do one question. If you guys want to ask me anything, I can answer it right now, right before we go ahead and unpack these boxes, or unpack these books. So yeah, let's see. We got a lot of interesting questions here. Okay, here's a fun one. Someone said, I need help with my aerials. Any tips? So for aerials, especially, you know, forward, side, technically applies to back, but not really. But for forward and side aerials, you want to make sure that you're thinking about pushing off of that front leg as hard as you can and kicking your back leg aggressive as well, because the beginning of the aerial is just as important as the middle of the aerial. It's just as important as the way that you land. So make sure that you're focusing on that, and don't forget about your arms. Your arms are very important in aerials, so figure out a place for them when you're upside down. Alrighty. So, our first book, it's mine! Surprise! So, the first book is She's Got This. This is my children's book. I'm so proud of it. This is, you know, it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. You have, you know, little peanut me. And the book is really just, it's loosely based on my gymnastics story. The main character, Zoe, who was illustrated by the incredible Nina Mata. Thank you so much. You really nailed kind of my youthfulness in this photo and all the photos that are inside. But the book is loosely based on my life story. It's about a little gymnast named Zoe who wants to go up there and be an Olympian, and things don't really go as planned. She ends up getting hurt, and she's afraid, and she doesn't want to try again. And her parents and her family are there to encourage her to go ahead and get back up there and just keep trying, whether you fall or not. It's important to keep moving forward. So it was an honor and such an exciting process to make this book. On the back is actually my own baby photos from when I was a little kid doing gymnastics. So here we have little Laurie, which is, I'm still like the same size, but So yeah, this is our first book. I'm very happy about this book. So if you guys have any questions before I go ahead and unpack the next book, let me know. Let's see, it could be about gymnastics, it could be about travel or music or whatever it is. Ooh, someone said, do I speak Spanish? I'm working on it. I speak a little bit of Spanish. If you speak slow enough, I can understand you, but I'm still working on that. English is my main language. Ooh, Piper Gymnast said, what are some of your favorite healthy foods? And I love you too, Piper. My favorite healthy foods, I'm definitely a carb kid. So I love wheat bread, I love quinoa, I love pasta and rice and all the good stuff. But I think my favorite healthy meal would have to be salmon and grilled vegetables because I don't know. I just feel really good when I eat salmon, and especially getting enough protein as an athlete is really important. It helps with fixing cartilage and tissues and any areas that might be bothering you. So it's making sure that you're eating right so that way you can heal your body quick and do the sport that you love. So on to our next book. We have A Wrinkle in Time. Now, this is one of my favorites. This book recently, well, not recently, but sort of recently, came out as a movie, and it is absolutely incredible. I mean, the effects are crazy. However, you know what they say, books are so different than movies. There's something that is just alive about reading a book, and this is a really good one. I recommend it to really anybody of any age. I think it's a really nice book to read. So, A Wrinkle in Time is book number 2. Thanks, KPMG and we. So exciting. All right. Question number 3. Let's see. Okay, someone said, what is your favorite gymnastics skill? It depends the event. Floor is my favorite event. You guys know I love dancing. And I'd say my favorite skill on floor would be a double Arabian. It's where you go round off back handspring, you do a half turn, double front flip, and I do a single stag jump out of that. So that's my favorite floor skill. Favorite beam skill would have to be front pike. Favorite bar skill would have to be probably Rikna, which is like a Stalder Tkachev. And, I mean, I only do one vault, so I'd have to say Yurchenko double full, but vault's not quite my favorite event, but doesn't mean that I can stop working on it. I have to work very hard, even though I may not like it as much. Alrighty. Time for book number 3. Legend by Marie Lu. This book is so freaking cool. I love it so much. It's kind of like dystopian-ish thriller type. And the chapters are seen as 2 different points of views, which is really neat, and it's futuristic. There's a lot of drama in there, which when you're reading, that's really nice. So this is such a good book. It's one of my favorite books. Definitely check this book out. I mean, yeah, it's a good book. And I feel like a lot of you might be able to relate to some of the characters' struggles in here too. So yeah. All right, question number 4. Jesse says, how do you do your buns? That is a great question. Today, as you can tell, my bun isn't working at all, and especially if you have really curly hair, you can get like the little curly frizzies, not even like cute straight flyaways, you get the curly frizzies, so today's just not working. There's also like a blizzard going on outside, it's really rough, but when I'm competing, there's a couple different styles of buns that I'll do, so the first one would be just taking it up in a ponytail and twisting it and then looping it in a circle. And with curly hair, if you pull it, it gets pretty long. So that style works really well. Another one would be that when you're bunning it and you're pulling the hair tie through, flip it around halfway and then pull the rest of your hair kind of in front. And it gives it like this curly, woo, look. So yeah, that's how I do my buns. All right, book number 4. Speaking of curly hairs and wispies, this book is called Hairs and Pelitos, which is hair in Spanish. And I think it's a really important book to read. And the book is in English and in Spanish, which is exciting. I think it's great to have that. And I think also, I just remember when I was a little kid, my grandma would give me pigtails, and they were always kind of crooked, but it's okay. She would give me pigtails, and she'd say, "Hi, mama, like, your pelitos, they're so, like, in Spanish, she would say, like, they're coarse, and she would tug my hair, and I was like, oh my goodness, this hurts, but curly hair, man. So Hairs and Pelitos, I think you should definitely go ahead and check out this book. I love it. Alrighty, question number 5 before we go ahead and check out our last book. So if you guys want, go ahead, ask some questions, and I'll be able to answer them for you. Yay! Okay, so Aubrey Grace 0225 said, what is your second favorite sport? So I'm going to go ahead and pick 2. One would definitely be dancing, just because dancing is a sport, and it's definitely a bit difficult, and I think it's, you know, physical poetry. I really like dancing. And also, my brother grew up running track throughout high school and a little bit of college, so I've kind of followed track with him as he grew and as I grew a little bit, and it's something that's fun to watch. And I also think that synchronized diving is really cool. I think that must be really hard to flip and land at the same time, and yet they do it anyway, so yeah. Okay, book number 5. Martin's Big Words, The Life of Dr. Martin Luther King. Here's kind of, I think this is the back of it, yes. Martin's Big Words. Of course, I feel like it's kind of self-spoken before I even talk about it. This book is extremely important, and to even understand Martin Luther King Jr. and read about what he's done to help us, you know, his words are still extremely effective in today's light, I guess. And I think everybody needs to know about this incredible man, because he is a role model for me and should be a role model for a lot of you. So definitely check out Martin's Big Words, The Life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So that is book number 5. So that was me checking out my book box. You can kind of see in the corner here, it says, We Read Together. And it says, an initiative of We made possible by KPMG, which is exciting. And again, I can't say it enough. I'm so happy to be a part of this. So, for more information, you guys can go to www.we.org/wereadtogether and sign up. So that way you can check out the campaign, you can check out how to fill in for book boxes, and to keep up with what we're doing next. Because I think that, you know, reading and literacy is extremely important. I can't stress this enough. And I think that we need to get more books into the hands of kids. It's something that's helped me with gymnastics, and reading has helped me sharpen my mind a lot. And it also takes my mind off of things when things get really stressful. So this is a really great cause. Make sure that you check it out. Again, the Instagram account is KPMG's Family for Literacy. And yeah. Yay, we did it! That was my unboxing video. I'm going to leave this on my story for the next 24 hours, so I'll stay on here for a couple minutes, answer you guys' questions. Feel free to ask away. Ask about gymnastics, nerves, literature, music, food, whatever it is that you guys like. And, yeah, I'll go ahead and answer those. Someone said, am I going to the Olympics? I'm definitely going to try out for a second one. I love the sport. I'm already back in training. I'm very sore. So it's going to be a great journey. It's going to be a scary, terrifying, exciting journey. And I'm ready to hop onto that. Okay. Someone said, do I like doing uneven bars? Not my favorite. Uneven bars is it's always been an event that I've kind of struggled with ever since I was a little kid, but even though it's not quite my favorite, that doesn't mean that I get to stop working hard at it. I still work just as hard on bars as I do anywhere else, and that's why bars has worked out the last couple years. Alrighty, someone said, what's your go-to food when training? My go-to foods are proteins and pretty much proteins. Proteins, complex carbohydrates, and pretty much just making sure that I'm eating enough, but eating the right things, which is really important. But if you're going to sneak a cookie here and there, it's okay. Sneak a cookie here and there. It's not going to kill you. Alrighty. Someone said, what is my favorite TV show? That is a very difficult question. I recently just got all caught up. Where's my necklace? I got all caught up on Supergirl. So you guys can see that. Ah! Yeah, I stan. It's crazy. Everyone in that show is mind-blowingly incredible. Supergirl's good. Obviously, you guys, American Ninja Warrior Jr. I know, I'm sure I sound biased because I get to co-host and be a part of that show, but it truly is such a good show, and it's something that's a part of my heart forever. So, go ahead, ask more questions. They can be weird questions. They can be about my dog if you want them to. Again, for more information on KPMG's Family for Literacy and the We Read Together campaign, go to www.we.org/wereadtogether and make sure to check that out and tune in. It's a very important program, and I would love for all of you to be a part of that. Alrighty. Alex McCoy says, how do you get over mental blocks? Mental blocks are something that can be pretty difficult, especially with gymnastics. I have had my fair share of them, and I want to make sure that all of you know that if you're having a mental block, you're not alone. It happens. What we do can be pretty scary sometimes, so it's really making sure that you can communicate with your coaches and tell them, hey, I am terrified, and I would like a spot, extra mats, whatever it might be, and make sure that you can come up with a solution as a team rather than sitting on the fact that you're super scared and kind of stand there, because that's what I used to do. It doesn't work. Alrighty. Margie Finnegan said, what's my dog's name? My dog's name is Kiki. Her original name is Khaleesi, based off of Game of Thrones, but nobody could remember that her name was Khaleesi, so she got the nickname Kiki. She's a mini golden doodle. She's about 1.5 years. And she's actually a therapy dog, which is really neat. My sister and my mom own a private practice together, and she works with them, which is so cool. So, my little chicken nugget, I love her. So, yeah. Can you tell I love my dog? Alrighty. I'm going to answer 2 more questions. All Day Gymnast said, what's my favorite hairstyle? I have a couple different favorite hairstyles. As tough as curly hair can be, it gives you a lot of different options when choosing a hairstyle. My typical go-to hairstyle is with my hair up in kind of a messy bun. It's just easiest, and also because my hair is curly, it looks like it was done like this, which is cool. And I think another go-to hairstyle is just with it out and frizzy and big and maybe kind of pulling the side back. And another favorite would be kind of doing a middle part and twisting the sides and then putting them into a low bun, which is a good one. Putting the wispies down a little bit. Woo! Yeah, this looks a little funny on me though. So yeah, one more question. Ask away. Let's see if we can get a really neat one. Alrighty. Someone said, ooh, these are all really good questions. Yeah. Well, okay. Alrighty. Okay, let's do this one. Do I miss Dancing with the Stars? Dancing with the Stars, of course I miss Dancing with the Stars. I miss the people the most, just because I feel like I got a pretty neat family being a part of that show. And also it taught me to think outside the box with gymnastics. So it's something that I'm really proud of, and it's such an honor to be a part of that show. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in today. Right before I go, again, for more information, go to www.we.org/wereadtogether, so that way you can check out our campaign. I just want to thank KPMG and We for letting me be a part of this amazing project, and together we can get some books into the hands of the kids who really need them, and I'm so happy about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your questions and for listening. And I want you all to know that I love you, and I hope to meet a lot of you soon. Bye!